Hello everyone, it's Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield here from Transport Evolved, and I'm catching some space in between today's shower to bring you today's thought of the day. Thank you to everyone who commented yesterday on the Brexit and electric cars problem. Lots of people left some very intelligent comments. It was good to see people who both voted for and against the Brexit. I was very pleased to see both sides of that argument represented, as well as news that, there are some people who voted to leave the EU who still wanted to have access to cars like the Chevrolet Bolt EV or the Opel Ampera E. We've now learned that that won't arrive. Thanks to Mark from Transport Evolved as well. He doesn't do much with us these days because he's running his own business. But Mark left a very poignant thought, which was essentially now that the exchange rate's changed and it's dropped even more overnight. It's now at 127, I think, dollars per pound. Mark said he doesn't think he's going to be able to afford to buy a Model 3 anymore. He's one of those Model 3 reservation holders. The price is going up and it's just going to be impossible for him to be able to afford one, as I'm sure lots of other people are going to have that same issue. But what do I want to talk to you about today? Well, I want to talk to you today about new builds, apartment complexes, multifamily dwellings, etc., etc. Now, I happen to live in a rented townhouse on the west side of Portland, Oregon, and I'm lucky because my townhouse has provision for electric car charging. Namely, it has a 240 volt dryer outlet in the garage that enables me to plug my car in and charge it. Not everyone is so lucky, and I've heard some horror stories over the past sort of 5-10 years of people who've tried to own an electric car and lived in an apartment complex only to find that the landlord has prevented them from charging their vehicle, or residents associations have sent them with massive bills. Of course, there are success stories as well. I know people who live in multifamily dwellings, apartment complexes, townhouses, who are allowed to charge their car. This complex is an example of one of those. But should this be something that is mandated for all new developments? House building around the world is accelerating. We're seeing lots of houses go up here in the Pacific Northwest. In the UK, they couldn't build houses fast enough. And certain areas, certain cities, certain councils, certain states mandate that electric vehicle charging infrastructure, or at least provision for it, be included in all new homes. My question to you is, should it be included in all new homes? And most importantly, who's going to pay for it? Because there is maybe some change in costing. I don't know. You have to put in a more powerful line to the home and make sure that the local distribution board can take that extra power of electric cars charging. So who pays for it? And is it something that should be mandated? Personally, I think it should, partly because I'm an electric vehicle driver and an electric vehicle advocate. But I also think that having that 240 volt line that you can use to charge your car is also really useful for other purposes in the future, such as vehicle to grid infrastructure. I live in an earthquake zone. I live in an area where we could be subjected in the next 5, 10, 50, 100 years to a massive megaquake. We're talking 9 and above in terms of its impact. And being able to have electric vehicles in your garage that you can then use to power your home using a vehicle to grid setup is really important. So I want you to answer my question for the day. Should it be included in all new buildings? And if so, who pays for it? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, as well as a thumbs up and a thumbs down, depending on whether you like it or you don't like it. Don't forget to tell your friends, family and co-workers about TEN and Transport Evolved as a whole. And of course, these new thoughts of the day. I'll be back tomorrow. And if you like what we do, please consider supporting us from as little as $1 per month over at patreon.com/Transport Evolved. This is my only income and source of money. So if you're willing to donate, then you help keep the wolf from the door. Thanks for watching. And as always, keep evolving.